Alright, welcome to a new Bellwright playthrough. This series is going to cover pretty much the beginning to the end of the game, or until we get to a point where we just feel like we can't do anything else. Which is probably going to take a while because Bellwright is a very in-depth RPG colony sim survival game. It's kind of one unlike anything else I've ever played, really. We're going to go ahead and get all this stuff. I'm going to open up these. You can pause it and read it if you want to. Just kind of a little bit of lore of the game, but I think we're just going to drop down, check and make sure there's not anything else, and we're going to get rocking and rolling on into the village here. Which I think the name of the village is like Herondine or Herndine. I'm not entirely sure. I've played Bellwright before. I have a little bit of experience with it. I'm actually coming back for Maiden Voyage. It's very exciting. New content is always great. Granted that it doesn't bring a lot of bugs with it, but I think the developers of this game have done really good.
Those peasants should be more grateful.
Okay, the voice acting could still be better. I'm pretty sure it's AI, but still a great game. I really enjoy it.
Around here, and new faces showing up rarely ends
Let's see.
well
The
for this
goal I
village.
think for this video is
I
gonna
have a
be
duty to my village
to.
first and foremost. I need to know who you are and why you came here.
Actually, we'll talk about the goal after we open this up. I don't want to interrupt this too much.
Looking for answers, huh? In a perfect world, I could give you all the information you need, and you could be on your way. But speaking openly can be a death sentence these days. As long as you're asking questions, you're putting us in danger.
Maybe permission to stay in the village, at least for now.
No, but you have my permission to build a shelter on the outskirts of the village. Come back once you're set up, and maybe you can earn your keep.
All right, sorry about that. If it's a weird cut, I had to go check on the recording. For some reason, it was acting kind of weird. All right, here we go. All right, so
Good day.
we talked to Dover in Yorkland, and he's basically giving us the assignment to go build our first shack. Now, once you build that shack, you're going to unlock some other buildings. I heavily recommend you just go ahead and build them. The name of this game is
at a better time.
Efficiency's Sake. And setting up your first building is the kind of like the basis of your camp, actually. So be very cautious of where you set that up at. Resources are a heavy bottleneck, and where you build kind of sort of destroys the resources in that area, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at here. So make sure that wherever you build is somewhere you're satisfied with. The very beginning of the game is heavily centered around basically this region here. So you're going to get quests from here, you're going to receive quests from there and there. So until you get, there is fast traveling in this game, but it's kind of unlocked a little later on. So let's talk about resources real quick. The two, or really, I guess I'm going to say the three biggest bottlenecks are copper tin and the infamous river reed. I actually have a mod installed for river reeds. I don't think I'm going to use it for this playthrough. Maybe I don't think I'm going to use it. I'm going to try to just stick to vanilla. The only thing that I really use is I think I have a slightly bigger storage space mod, and I run faster on roads. Is pretty much the only mods that I have installed. So river reeds are located here. These little dark spots are water. There's a little bit of copper. I think it's copper that's up here, and I think the tin is somewhere in this region. So, and then I'll kind of want to be centrally located between these three main towns and near a road. So I think I'm actually going to set up right in here somewhere. This can be a blessing and kind of a curse. We'll talk about that more whenever we talk about raids and things like that. Essentially, NPCs will come and raid your camp. Eventually, you'll see a meter that It builds up. The first thing we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and get ourselves an axe. An axe just makes life so much easier. We are going to try and find some saplings right over here. All right. I think we need 5 saplings? 6 saplings. Right. 6 saplings. You can also find deadfall in the ground too, but saplings are just a very easy indicator to find. Oh, well, I say that, and now I can't find any more of them. There's one right there. Alright, there's our 6. I'm going to go ahead and get that out of the way. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and get our axe, throw that in our inventory. And I think home is going to be kind of this little plateau right here. I think this is going to be home. But the main thing we're going to try to set up here, we're going to set up our shack, but we want it to kind of be out of the way of our main settlement here. So I think we're going to put it kind of over here out of the way. And so you did see that. So when you plop buildings down, it will destroy the resources kind of in that area. So those won't come back. So be very cautious when you are building. And I'm going to try to not get too close to those guys over there because they will aggro. All right, so we need flax and wood to get started here. Actually, I think those were some small trees, so I might regret that later, but we'll be gonna put over here, kind of out of the way of that bandit camp, and collect us wood. Hop! Hop! So we have food. Oh wow, man, it hooked us up. We get started here. I think this is random depending on what you get, but as you see, whenever you eat, it makes your health bar, your stamina bar a lot bigger. Hop! Hop! Here we go. Keep on moving through this here. I'm going to try to go ahead and build everything that I possibly can before we go back and talk to the village elder. It just speeds things up so much. And efficiency is the name of the game of Bellwright. The more efficient you are, the faster you can progress. And believe me, there is so much content in this game. I've never tried a speed run of this game. I haven't seen. I don't think I've seen anybody attempt a speed run yet. But there is so much content you don't have to worry about, blowing the game out or anything like that. There's so much to do in this game. And with the new Maiden Voyage update, I'm kind of excited to get there. There's so much content in this game. We'll throw all this down. Let me actually a little bit of wood. I think that's it. A young tree. That might not be a young tree. How many it is. Go ahead and collect a little bit of extra wood because everything requires wood and flax. If there's a tip I can leave you, wood and flax are going to be the thing you always are short of, no matter how much of it you collect. Get this up so he stops swinging around like a madman. I do apologize if I sound a little bit nasally. I think I'm getting sick. But if I can keep producing videos, then I'm going to keep putting them out. Hopefully you guys enjoy them. If you do, as always, smash that like button. Leave a comment if you see something that you think I could be doing better. By no means am I an expert at playing this game. I do really enjoy it, though. Get us an initial chest. Just kind of get things going here. Nice. And then let's see. We'll go ahead and build our research desk, which is important. So I think what I'm going to do is, like I said, this plateau is going to be home, but I kind of want to think about how I'm going to lay it out. Storage is kind of the big build around your storage. If that's another tip I could leave you, it will always be to build around storage. Because workers do not move very quick, so the shorter walk they have, the better things will be. So I'm thinking I'm going to probably put their housing probably down there. I'll probably leave a spot. I'll build a road up eventually, but yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. So research desk, we'll put it. Like I said, I think I'm going to do storage kind of out here in the middle somewhere. So we'll do research right there. We'll do a workbench right here next to it. And the housing tent. Go ahead and build this thing here. Rotate it this way. Those are berries there. I don't really want to add. There's a couple of berries. There's so many in this area. All right. I think that's really the campfire too. You got to put down the campfire. Got to be able to cook. We'll do the campfire. We kind of want it to be out of the way well. Huh. And so, pretty sure we need a ton of crude stone. So if you go in here, it'll tell you what you need. I like to try to save everything up in the chest and then build everything all at once. So that's what we're going to do. 5 wood, 2 stone. Considered a young tree? It is. All right.
Huh. Huh.
Good deal, people.
Huh. 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 Huh.
Inventory's full. We're going to go dump this in the chest. Probably should have picked some of those berries up and ate. Oh, it'll be all right. Wood, stone. All right. I think we're good on stone. I'm going to start focusing on flax and more wood. So the first time I played this game, I built in this little field over here.
Huh.
But I didn't fully understand that,
Huh.
like I said, whenever you build on things, resources go away.
Huh.
And
Huh.
while it might not sound like much, flax is one of the most important resources in the game. Don't sleep on it. If you underestimate it, you'll always be short of it. So I try to stay out of this field because flax grows over here like crazy. That's just the main reason I don't build over here, because bottlenecked it flat on this flax. For some reason, I tried to say flask. I promise I'm not an alcoholic. Pick up the flax, boy. All right. I'm going to go back. We're going to probably do one more flax run, and then we'll have everything except the logs we need to build the camp, I think. We should have enough. I say the more you just have resources available, the faster you can progress, which is kind of the name of the game here. And so as you can see, we're kind of nearing our full. I kind of would like to spend the rest of that on flask. These are traders. They kind of scared me. I'm not going to lie. I was like, there's no way we're ready for bandits yet.
I'm just passing,
They
my
would have
friend.
wrecked
Don't
our
mind
day.
me.
I have played a little bit of Bannerlord and stuff like that. So I'm kind of familiar with the combat system of this game. The kind of the directional keys and stuff. I think they do a very good job in this game of that. Let's see, flags, flags, flags. There we go. And like I say, this is flax. The first time I played was the bane of my existence. I could never ever have enough of stuff. And honestly, even now knowing that, I'm sure I probably still will never have enough of it. Because you use it for textiles and producing, use it for building, you use it basically for everything. All right, back up on the hill we go. Yeah, we should have enough. We'll just kind of go by and drop what flags we have into all of our buildings, and hopefully we don't need more of it because we are kind of getting into the evening time of the day. And for something I highly recommend is to never sleep through the night if you're trying to be efficient. But for the sake of the video, I'm going to be sleeping through the nights just, for your guys' viewing pleasure. Like, wow, actually, I'm surprised. I really thought you needed more flags in the beginning. Alright, so now we just need wood, stone. We're going to go around and fill everything up real fast. Ah, we'll see, we didn't need more flags in. I missed out. Alright, and as soon as we get these flags, then we can start working on logs, which are kind of the most time consuming, but you can carry 2 at a time if you have an empty inventory, which is kind of why I like doing it this way. So you can kind of get your logs around where you need them as fast as possible. I think some trees will give you 2 or 3. I can't remember if it's 2 or 3. 2 or 3 logs at a time. Some of them only give you 1 depending on how big it is. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there, and we're actually all right. So yeah, we're on just logs now. So we're gonna go empty our inventory and start working on logs. I think I got everything. I'm not. All right, logs it is. So this is one of the bigger trees. This one will probably give us a little bit more. I don't know why my guy's acting so funny. His animation is kind of acting awkward. Yeah, this is the tree that gives you 3 logs, so kind of helps speed things up around here, cutting down these bigger trees. But if you need the smaller trees out of the way to build, it's totally worth taking those out too. There's some things that only require 1 or 2 logs. Logs. I think the one down at the bottom is logs. But it might just be 2, so I'm going to go ahead and cut the smaller tree down. Go ahead and just take them down there. Get everything built. So, funny story actually. I recorded one of these already, all the way through. Did an entire, I don't know, hour and some change long video, and for some reason, OBS decided that it was going to black everything out except my map. So this is our second time doing this back to back. I'm dedicated to you guys. Dedicated. Enjoy the building here. There we go. Housing tent is up. We'll throw everything else together, and I don't really think that there's really anything else that we can do before. I don't think because we can't research on our own, so I can't start researching things. So what I might do, I know we have to do the trap quest, so So you have a lot of space available here. Honestly, I should save these seeds, but I'm gonna just throw them out. I'm gonna throw them out over here. Just go ahead and get rid of all of these because they kind of take up space in the early game that you really need. Sage, I'll save it. It's an early something you need early game to research for bandages. Fast after the researches. I'm just trying to lay the foundations as best as I know how. Like I said, by no means am I an expert, so always feel free to leave tips in the comments. I read all of them. Oh, did not mean to grab that. I don't need that right now. I try to use up as much of this first day and progress as much as possible before you get your followers. It'll make life so much easier. These are all big trees. These will give you logs. We are looking specifically for the young trees. I'm going to get all your children. Oh. I actually didn't think I'd get that building done that quick, but you know, hey, we'll take it. Chop him down. He's just a sap. We'll pull him out of the ground by the roots. Okay, dude. Put the axe in. All right, and we are full of wood. I should probably feed my guy like a berry or something. He's getting tired for the kid. And all these bushes here do not have berries on them. I think these over here do. If I remember right. I've built over here. Like I said, I did an entire first episode, and I built in this exact spot. I guess it's kind of important that I have room to pick up the berry. Like I said, I recorded the entire first episode. This is where I set up at. That's kind of why I just ran straight here. But while I have some time, I might explain a few things. Also, a huge tip that I have not been using at this episode so far, but I'm going to start using it, is if you alt click on something, it'll move everything of that type into the storage. So makes life a lot easier. We are coming up on the darkness of the first day. Like I say, I'm going to keep the video going. I think so far we've only been going for somewhere around in the ballpark of about 20 minutes or so. I'm going to try to make episodes roughly an hour long. That seems to be pretty digestible. If you guys would like them longer or shorter, always feel free to leave that stuff in the comments, and I will adjust. Let's see. So I guess we have a little bit of time. I don't think we can sleep yet. Oh, we can. Okay, we'll go ahead and sleep, and then I'll ramble about some more things later. All right, day 2. All right, got a little fog rolling in this morning. I'm gonna go down and talk to the village elder real quick. I probably actually should have. I don't think this meet's gonna last, but essentially, we're gonna go up here. We're gonna talk to the elder, and then he's gonna give us a quest to go find a hunter. Used to be a hunter in the camp. Basically, they disagreed on some things. They kicked him out, and we bring him back to the camp. We get him set up and everything. But then, to finish the quest, he sends us after some wolves. And I should have saved this food for that because it gives me the health bonus. And like I said, by no means I'm no expert at this game. And I know that if you kick the wolves, you can kind of stun them. and you can get a couple of hits off that way. But my method is I like to send in my villagers as kind of like tanks or bait, really, and then I
Come
go in and clean
closer.
everything up.
You again.
All right, give me a chance to
I'll
earn your
tell you
trust,
what,
brethren.
we actually
Please,
have
Father
one problem
Father
you can try
Dobrin.
to resolve. If you're willing, of course. It gets cold around here, especially close to the mountains. If we want to keep ourselves warm, we need fur for it. Rabbit or wolf pelts.
This guy looks kind of
Did
young
you
to
see
be an
our
elder,
hunter?
by the way, in my opinion. But, you know,
Well,
to each
we
their own.
got
He's
into
got a
little
beard. He's a
discussion
man.
about how things should work in the village regarding payment.
All right, and I'm guessing you couldn't agree on a little issue.
He doesn't want to work with us
Like I
anymore.
said, I think
But
this is the
Andy
one where
mostly
we go
depends
get
on
the
him to
first follower.
provide. I want you to convince him to deliver traps. If you can bring us rabbit fur too, that would be very much appreciated. But we can't expect you to do that every day. We want to be self-sufficient with our fur trapping.
Well, if you want to be self-sufficient, why'd
So
you
the
kick your hunter
priority
out?
is the traps, and the rabbit fur would be a bonus. Take care of that, and then I will consider your request. Go speak with Amelie. She's a bit of a troublemaker, but her heart's in the right place, or so I have to tell myself. She has a good relationship with everyone in the village, and knows nearly everything that goes on around here. If anyone can point you in the right direction, it's her.
All right, our chick Emily, where you at, girl?
These times are harder than any I've known.
Hey, she's out here in the bushes.
Greetings, newcomer. Say, have we met before? Your face is awfully familiar.
That's kind of a weird way to answer that question. You said, have we met before? That didn't answer her question at all. That's fine. We're going to go with it.
I am. What can I do for you? Unfortunately. He's in
She
the
doesn't like
forest,
this guy,
just up
apparently.
the hill, not far from the village. Perhaps bring a book so you have something to do while he rants at you.
All right. We got to go hook up with our first amigo over here in the
We are just prisoners.
over in the bushes. Yeah, see that meat that I ate is already worn off, so I might need to eat again before we go on this wolf hunt later on. So these here are shrines. Actually, you're gonna eventually you'll get a quest to come here. I like to go ahead and pick things up because sometimes it'll give you a book. It actually did give me some more food. And as you can see, it gives you plus like a flat rate of 13 more health points, regens health, gives you a ton of stamina and stamina regen. We're going to save that for as long as we can and try to use it whenever we go to the wolves. And then I'm going to try to hopefully get a little bit of cooked meat to give me a health buff.
What are you looking for? It's dangerous to wander around the woods alone. Haven't you heard about wolves or bandits lurking in this area? You don't look like the hunting type. So what are you doing here?
All right. Elder Dalbron sent me. He asked for traps if you have them. He returned to them. I've never actually sat through and read this, but they said our bandits riding on the wolves or something. That's pretty funny. I'm not going to click that one, but that's pretty
The
good.
people in hand, Dean. Of course, now they need me. I'm not going to work with them. Dobron has no respect for my craft. He doesn't value everything I've contributed.
They don't need
to
you,
that damn
Netterby.
village.
I
And until
need
he
you.
does, they can fend for themselves. You're asking for help, but you don't know a thing about me or what I went
Actually, I'm
through.
going to rename all
I
of the
used to be a
characters in this
respected
game.
member of the
So
community. I even could
leave a
have been an
comment.
elder if I
The
wanted.
first,
But
basically
they
the first
degraded me
comment that I
because I
read
refused
that
to be a
has the
slave
name
to
on it is
Ashbourne's
going to be
puppets.
the name that I use. So drop
So
a
I
name
left.
for what you guys want the
I
names
still
of the
tried to
villagers in
contribute
this
from a
series to
distance,
be.
providing them with fur, food, and creating
And we'll do the
traps
same
for
thing with the
saving
town,
the
actually.
village.
We'll name
But
our
they wanted
settlements and
more.
outpost. First
When I
person to
asked for better
comment
pay, the elder
gets
said
it.
no, and actually warned me not to ask again. At one point, he said he'd speak to the brigands about my behavior.
Well, that's not very nice of him.
Yeah, well, the fine people of Handine don't agree with you. That's why I want to leave that life behind. Let's make an arrangement. You need traps, and I can teach you how to make them so you can catch smaller animals. You look like someone who can get things done. I don't know why, but I feel like you have a lot going on inside your head. I'm willing to join you if you provide me with shelter and food. Together we can make each other's lives easier in this land. So, can we cooperate?
That's right, man. We sure can. I do find it kind of strange that he's just like, yeah, you know what? They kicked me out of the village, but I'll come live with you. All right. So this is basically just explaining how to use your villagers. They can take up 3 roles. I'll actually show you in this menu here. For the veterans, you already know what's going on. Basically, just click here, inspect. These are the 3 roles: guard, companion, worker. We're gonna set him as a worker. So actually, no, we're gonna have him be companion because he'll move a little faster, moving back to the village. And this is his job priority list, which is a huge part of the game. When I was speaking on efficiency earlier, that is probably the biggest part of it is managing your settlers. Once you get them set up, man, it's smooth as butter. We're gonna go ahead and cut some of these trees out while we're here. Might as well go ahead and get this. We need it all. And for some reason, we're just gonna practice our attacks on these trees here. All right, now we're done with that. Get back over here to our settlement. Yeah, so see that's his speed if he's following as a companion, he kind of like lightly jogs. But if you were to just send him back as a worker from there, he would walk kind of like at this speed all the way back. And this is what your workers do all day long. That's why I was talking about it's very efficient to go ahead and set everything up to have them kind of have like a local storage to each of their jobs. That way they don't have to travel very far between everything. It's like right now that storage is over there. I probably should have actually put it somewhere over here so that it's local to this. I might even actually set him up another one real quick. Just so he has that right there. We picked up a bunch of extra wood, so we'll go ahead and drop that and the flax and get that set up for him. That way he doesn't have to walk very far. Because I'm telling you, look at how slow they move, man. Oh, and I forgot to build that. Oh, interesting. All right, there's that. And we'll run over here. I should probably put another chest by this.
Work, lads. We need to make this place look better.
I think I'm actually gonna do that real quick. This broken site. We'll put this chest right here. And some more flax. This is what I'll do. I'll set this up as a I guess we could do food rations. I'm gonna turn resources off. And I'm gonna put all the resources in this chest real quick. I should have done this earlier, actually, before we went and got him, because this is where, like I said, you're gonna run. Efficiency is the bottleneck of this game, and we're gonna set this up as a resource-only chest, which is very important that you do that. That way, all of your resources come here. So we're gonna turn food rations off, armor, gear, weapons, turning all this stuff off. This is only
Happy
a resource
days.
chest.
All thanks
And
to
this
you.
is going to be only a food chest over here. And he's got the roof. I'm actually going to take over there and build that real quick. And then this can be like a gear chest. Tools, I mean. We'll put knowledge books in here too, which I don't think they will pick up. But yeah, we'll have that be a gear chest. Have that be our food over there. And then that right there will be our materials. And just like that, and everything we need. All right, now we're going to set him up to, I'm going to go down to the research desk and manage it. And we need small traps. So I'm going to set that. He's going to grab the materials and he's going to go right over here to the research bench. He's going to get on it. Now, as soon as he, basically as soon as he researches that, you see here it has a percentage. We're going to switch over to the workbench and we're going to have him craft 3 of them. I like to have 3 as kind of the number that I like to go for. Switch over here and go small trap. I like to do top up. That way they kind of maintain them for me. And we'll go 3 traps. And then we're going to let him do that before we set another research because I am going to have his priorities. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. Population is main priority is going to be to research. Which actually while he's doing that, we'll look at his attributes. So researching is 2. So he researches a little bit faster than somebody of 0 or 1. So for now, he's our researcher. If we find somebody better eventually, we might buff them up. But typically, I like to look at this list here, especially when I get more villagers and kind of move them around because they are more efficient. So here you see you get speed, get extra yield off of some things, which is very important. Labor, they build faster. So kind of go along. Actually, I got to make sure small traps can go in. Because I do want those to be allowed in there. I
With
guess
more
I'll allow
houses,
gear
we could
in
make a
general.
small city there, don't you think?
And like I said, eventually there will be bigger storages, but which is probably what we're going to push towards as soon as he's done with these traps. You know what traps on you right now? No. Put them over here. All right. So they're
So
still in
far,
here.
we're doing great work, don't you think?
There we go. Now he's moving them. Yeah, they got him over there. I don't know. I might have bugged him out whenever I switched everything around in that chest. So essentially, he's going to dump these in here for us, and then we're going to go set these traps out. He's going to turn around and immediately build more of them. We'll go set these next to some berries. That way we can always just immediately restock traps. Put this here. And we'll put another one over here. I know I have to have 2 for the quest, but that's fine. He's going to pretty much immediately turn around and start making more traps. So, yeah, he should immediately start building a couple more. I'll probably need to get him some more wood because we're probably running out. Yeah, we are. So I'm going to go gather some wood. Need to find us some trees. Here we go. Ha! 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 Oh wow, we totally whiffed on that swing. All right. So he's built all of the traps that he can build. I'm gonna drop that in there, and we are going to get him researching. I should have actually set this as a job to do. Manage logging camp, I think, goes to stockpile, which is one of the first things we're going to want. At least that's kind of the way that I like to do it. He'll go cut down a log and then he'll grab the wood and everything like that. Go check on these traps. As soon as these traps are ready, we can complete this quest, which is kind of what we need to do. We need to go ahead and knock this quest out, get the wolves done, and then we might wrap up this first video there. But while we're doing that, let's kind of take a look at the tech tree and figure out how we want to do things here. So we definitely want to get to this short bow as quickly as possible. That's a very useful weapon, especially for taking out bandits, wolves, really everything in the game. Bows are kind of like
it's like magic.
They're kind of a power move. And then we want to get to we would definitely want to get this forager's camp and the weaver loom and the mining camp. We definitely want all those things. But yeah, we need to get this so we can get the stockpile done, because 50 storage is not really a lot in this game. It'll fill up fast. See. I'm actually going to go ahead and take these
that
two
sunset
small
last night?
traps out that I need
It was
for the
beautiful,
quest.
wasn't it?
See, what else can we do while he's researching? As soon as he gets that lumberjack spot, probably set him to go ahead and start researching the forager's camp. Because food, we definitely need to get stocked up on berries and mushrooms before winter gets here. I made that mistake my very first playthrough. I just kind of kept enough food for the villagers to kind of live on. And then winter came and everything went away and it was terrible. Morale was bad. I couldn't gather them up to do anything. It was terrible. We got raided. A lot of them ended up getting knocked unconscious.
Glad it's my home.
What do we have for storage? So we got a little bit of storage space in there. I guess we can start saving up for the next set of buildings, which I don't know what we need. Probably going to be wood, stone, and flax, if I had to guess, and logs. I might actually go ahead and start laying some logs over. Buildings, research desk. Go ahead and get that. Try to get as much research as possible. I'm going to start cutting the trees down so we got some logs laying around that you can just pick up. And that way I get to select what trees go and what trees don't, because the AI has no respect for what you're going to say. They cut down the nearest thing possible.
A small city there, don't you think?
Right, that's it for that tree. Which essentially I kind of want to clear out this side of the camp, pretty much all the way down to the road. Eventually, I'm going to cut roads in that go up here. But that's a little bit later on. I think I got to have a shovel, I think, to do that. Might be the hoe. I don't know. I think it's a shovel. And when I say hoe, no, I'm not talking about your mom. We'll cut these up and then we will go inspect our traps. Hopefully they're done, because it's kind of what we're waiting on. All right, traps are done. Thank goodness. Oh. Go over here and cook us a little bit of meat. And then I'll give him a piece of meat. That way he has the health boost as well. Your villagers also get the same health boost you do. So if you feed them, it makes them more efficient in combat, not only just having them around, but makes it to where they get more health and more stamina, things like that. Let's see. Technically, our quest is complete. I think he has our extra traps already made, maybe. Yeah, I got him in my inventory already, so. Gonna wait on this because he's gonna send us to go. Might have to wait till tomorrow to deal with the wolves. Like I say, I'm gonna try to sleep through the night so you guys can kind of sort of see what's going on. And as soon as he gets done researching, I think I'm gonna go ahead and set him to building the foragers camp, which is
like magic.
kind of a very important thing to have. You can set that so they can go pick up wood, stone, any kind of material you can find on the ground. You can set them to go pick it up, basically. And you can kind of start min-maxing how much material of one material you want versus another. Kind of sort of just helps set the entire foundations for your village. All right, we have the meat over here, so we're gonna go ahead and take a piece of it. We're gonna give him one of them. And it should last long enough for him
Night's
to get
coming quick.
over to.
Best be indoors before dark.
I probably should have waited on that because of I don't think we have enough time in the day to do it. So let's see here. We'll go down to take tree again. So we got the logging camp. I don't know. I might build the logging camp. No, I don't think I'm going to. Because there's not a ton of there are logs, plenty of trees around here. But I'm not going to build it right now because I don't want him to
Happy
just
days.
go cutting down
All
a
thanks
bunch of
to
logs.
you.
I mean, you can min-max it, but and set how many logs you want cut any one time. Actually, yeah, I might build it. I'm just not going to build the wood splitters. The lumberjack spot, I mean, because I don't want them turning our logs into. I don't want them to turn
Night's
our
coming
logs
quick.
into
Best be indoors before dark.
into sticks because we can always pretty much find those, but trees it takes them a minute to regrow. So I think I'm gonna set this kind of off, kind of out of the way, maybe over here. I don't really want to get rid of those berries right there. Maybe like damn it. Oh well. It'll be fine. There's plenty of berries. We'll set that, yeah, kind of over there. And the reason I put it over there instead of over here is because that is like our trapping area. That's where we get a lot of our food from and things like that. And also, there's these bandits over here. And if those bandits were to attack him, he would be pretty much toast, and then we wouldn't have a worker. And then we'd have to do everything ourselves, which is not the American way. I know we're not in America, we're in Caravania, but you get the picture. I guess the point really is that we're trying to build a corporation here, and we can't do that if we don't have work. Finally, I think it's dark enough for us to sleep this day off. It is. We're going to do that. And then we are going to go take these wolves out. The only reason I waited is I didn't want it to get dark in the middle of the first fight with the wolves because I didn't want you guys to miss that. So we have to eat that onion, eat those berries. I think we're probably safe to go ahead and eat that meat too. All right, so we're gonna take the 2 traps and the fur to the village elder, and we're gonna leave him here to kind of do his own thing. I'm actually gonna make sure he has something to research while I'm gone, until I call him over, anyways. Okay, he does. He's a researcher. All right, now we're gonna go do this, and we're gonna knock out a couple quests. I think we might call it after the wolf quest, actually, for the first episode, and then I'll probably immediately get to work on another one for you guys. I'm going to try to keep content rolling as much as possible. I do have a few days off before I start class again, but whenever I start class, things will kind of slow down. I'm going to do my best to try to put out probably a video a day to get things started, and then once I go back to class, maybe 1 or 2 videos a week, maybe. But I'll keep the series going as long as you guys want it, or until we finish out the game. But after we do that, we can start another game or
That's good.
find
Really
something else, whatever you guys want. You know, just drop it in the comments and we'll get to it.
The end. I need something
Okay, so
more.
yeah, this is
You
where
see,
he's going to send us
we
to
have a
go
problem.
and
You
get the
showed me your
wolves.
true
So we're going to go ahead and call up our trusty companion here, Mr. Lebomir, for now until somebody names him. Set him as companion. Hopefully he's eating.
Even
Not,
the lad
I probably
seems
need
to
to pick
mourn
up some
under their
berries and
rule.
mushrooms to get him going.
Bless you. That was clumsy of me.
That is one thing I will also leave you guys with. If you guys have followers, try to make sure you carry extra food with you, because sometimes they do eat, sometimes they don't, and it's very annoying whenever you get all the way to where you're trying to go. If you're trying to fight bandits or if you're trying to fight wolves, you know, whatever you're doing, and all of a sudden they're just like, "No, man, I'm going back home because I don't have any food," even though they just walked right by a giant chest full of it. So always carry extra food if you can, just to keep your fighters in the kind of in the zone. So we're good on berries. I'm trying to find a mushroom for him. Here we go. Now he'll have a berry and a mushroom to keep him in the fight. And if you can find bandages, that's another good thing I recommend carrying around with you. Fighters always need them; they'll get beat up and stuff. So right over here is some of that copper I was telling you about. There's a couple of copper nodes over there. We're not going to pick it up right now. We don't really have the storage for it. Once we have the stockyard built, we can kind of start picking up a few extra things. So the wolves are just right over there by those other copper nodes. We're just waiting on Lebomir to get over here. I'm sure I'm probably butchering his name. I'm going to start calling him Netterby until somebody gives him a name. But when he gets over here, we will get with it. Make sure he has food in his inventory. Hey, don't you run away from me. All right, so he has some food. But whoa, why is his inventory? Oh, I forgot. That is also a mod that I have. I'm sorry, guys. I do also have this mod installed. I'll probably leave a list of mods that I have. That way, if you guys want to use them, you can. But I basically just have a couple of quality of life mods is really all I have. Alright, so there we go. The wolves are engaged. Now we are going to try to take them out. What? There we go. There's one. Two. One more to go. If I can catch the dang thing. There we go. There's 3. Alright, so now we can send homeboy.
Stay together.
We send homeboy home. You're back to being a worker. Get with it. If I was going straight back, I would leave him with me, just so I could run him back a little bit faster. But I am going straight back to the village to hopefully complete this quest. There's the combat tips. You can pause it if you want, but it's it's directional if you played Bannerlord or anything like that. It's very, very similar. Not saying it's exactly the same, but there's a lot of similarities. And after you kill the wolves, go in here. Make sure you loot this chest. We probably don't have enough storage space for everything that was in it. I guess we did. Oh, there we go. What do we leave on the ground? Make sure we don't leave anything important. Well, it fell through the rock. It'll be okay. As long as we got the old coin, which we do. The old coin isn't a quest item, but those coins basically buy you trust for the village. Trust is like your currency for what tier of villagers you can recruit. And I'll kind of do a little bit more explaining on that whenever I make it back over here. But essentially, those are the two most important things you can do. You do quests kind of to get the trust. And there are certain tiers. Like right now, you don't see it, but down there where it says Silver Lake around the mini map, it'll tell you what level of trust you have in the village. I think there's a couple of tiers. There's nobody, and there's associate, and all the way up to I think Bellwright is the top tier, and that's where you're recruiting like blacksmiths and farmers and things like that. Which we are by no means anywhere close to.
I used to dream of better days. Now I just pray for them.
They've ruined us, just as they've ruined everything else.
Regarding the wolves, we killed
You're back
them.
again.
He kind of
Sure
set us
you
up.
didn't-
He didn't expect us to make it back.
I don't know what to say. Thank you. It's much appreciated. Yes, I suppose you can. Even though I might question your mental state for taking on those wolves, you've shown you're not a danger to us.
So that's all I got to do for a little bit of
Indeed, you seem
trust,
to be
huh?
more
Kill
of
a
a
couple
danger to
wolves, and I'm in
yourself.
there like swimwear.
Anything else?
All right, there's the renown. Renown is the currency to buy the villagers, and every time you buy one, it gets more expensive to buy the next one.
Unfortunately, I have no job
He has
for
no
you.
jobs for us.
Anything
I think
else?
he's Oh yes, actually, I was going to show this to
Yes.
you. So when you get those coins, say I have something
You do?
special for you.
What is it?
You go in here. You want to sell him the coins. Hang on to the wolf fangs. You'll need that for another quest to make a wolf trophy, I believe. But old coins right here. Boom. About 30 trust. And basically every
Once
little
we
bit
were
of
a
trust you
proud
can
village.
get.
Now we
do it.
cower like beaten dogs.
Need a rooster? What brings you to
And
my
all these
coop
little
today?
dots,
Looking
those
for
are
a
all
fine
quests. We're
fowl?
going to accept all of them. I'm just
You've
going to
got-
kind of
I
power
need
through
someone.
these.
I don't want to believe it's one of our own, but
Not
well,
gonna help.
Theodore,
Kind
you
of just
could
get right
also
to it. Leave it to me. Let's see here.
What is it, child?
She doesn't. Okay, so that is a good time for me to explain this too. So these dots, these are quest givers, and the exclamation marks are the objectives. So if you're trying to find quest, look for the little dots, which is what we're doing. I'm just going to go around and accept all of them, and then we'll start working
Within
on them a
these
little
pages
later.
lie knowledge that will change your... Oh, I was hoping you would ask me that. Would you like to know more?
Basically, his first
A
quest, he
wise
wants us to
decision.
go to shrines, which are
Even
those
a
things
chance
that I
encounter with
picked up
these
kind of in
relics
the
could
very
unveil
beginning of the
secrets
video.
that only someone with your
Morning, friend. Mind the mud on the path.
So these little golden question marks,
The harvest
those
is plentiful,
are
but it's not ours to keep.
those are main story
How's our new
quests. These are
Herndinian
right
doing?
here.
Any progress in your search? I presume you are going to stay in the lowlands for a while, so I think you should work on your camp. It's your home sweet home, after all. And your place to protect yourself and plan your next moves, if that kind of thing matters to you. Hire some people and build more useful structures. You don't want to keep living in that uncomfortable shack, do you?
How do you know what I live in? You haven't been by to see me.
I heard Elder from Padstow has a problem with bandits. It's an opportunity to meet some of the villagers there and gain their trust. Earn some coin, maybe. Even if you don't find the answers there, you'll at least gain some funds for your search. And by the gods, be careful when showing off that sigil. You might run into someone willing to kill to protect its secrets.
All right, so she gives us that main quest, and then we're going to talk to her again.
Kill those wolves for the elder.
We're going to just power through this. She has a side quest for us too that gives us
so
some
I want
trust.
to do something about it. Just don't tell Dobron. You have the freedom to talk to people now. Before we begin our work, I see. Anything else?
can I help you with anything? There
So
we
I've
go.
been thinking
That's
about
what I was trying to
ways
get to. You kind of have to
formulated
beat
a
around the
plot
bush
that
with her
will
to get this first
scramble their
quest.
tiny brains. If you're,
All right, so we got our quest, our side quest. I'm gonna try to leave the main quest line quest whenever we do those. I'll try to leave the kind of the dialogue in for those, but for the side quest, I'm just gonna power through them.
Make it quick. I need to work.
She believes she's
I
found
think
a
this
cure
guy
for
just wants us
They
to
grow
get
near the
some
old
flowers
well,
for him.
outside the village. It's a bit of a trek and well, I
And
don't have the stamina.
I think that's probably where we are going to wrap up this first video. We'll come over here and hang out with this small. This is the smallest cow I've ever seen. But I think this is where we're going to wrap up the first video, and I hope you guys enjoy it. If you do, like, comment, subscribe. Remember, first comment for names gets the characters in the game, and I'll take the best comment for a town, whether it be funny, serious, whichever one's the best in my opinion. That's the one that I'll use. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.